So this is for everyone who couldn't join us today. This webinar will be posted in the community spaces for both alumni and learners for everyone to view it later. So let's begin. I'm Shivani, your community manager, and I would like to thank everyone who participated in the survey to help us select topics for our career webinar. And I'm so happy to see you all here. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. And today we have with us Maya Makki, Udacity's career coach. She's been with us for almost 2 years now. And Maya has helped hundreds and hundreds of data students to achieve their career aspirations. She is passionate about nurturing talent, and she excels in empowering students to succeed in the tech industry. Quickly reminding you all that our webinar topic is personal branding and self-discovery. In this session, Maya will be sharing insights on setting growth goals, mastering personal branding, and leveraging social media to get your next career opportunity. Welcome, Maya, and thank you so much for joining us today. I extend a warm welcome to you on behalf of the Udacity community. Before I give the floor to you, I wanted to tell our participants that we'll have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. We have collected all the questions that you sent via registration form and community spaces. And you can also drop your questions in the chat, and Maya will be answering all of them at the end of the webinar. Also, this is an interactive session, so keep the energy high, participate, and hope you take away immense value from this session. All yours now, Maya.
Hey, thank you so much, Shivani, for this great introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Maya Makki, and I am, as Shivani had introduced, I'm a career coach at Udacity, and I've been coaching students for almost 2 years. My background also includes educational advising, and today, as you all know, I'm here to discuss a very crucial topic, which is personal branding and self-discovery. Okay? So let us dive in. Now, all right, everybody. So let's start by unraveling the concept of personal branding. You may all be familiar, perhaps, with brands like Apple, like Nike or Coca-Cola, right on the screen in front of you. They're everywhere, right? But have you ever actually stopped to think about your own personal brand? So I want you guys to imagine one thing. So imagine you're just sitting there scrolling through your social media feed and perhaps browsing through your LinkedIn for career opportunities. And suddenly you come across a profile and that profile captivates your attention instantly. It's polished, it's professional, and it radiates confidence. And you can't help but think to yourself, this person actually knows their stuff. But here's the catch. The profile isn't for a multinational corporation, and it's not for a flashy brand. However, it is actually for an individual, just like you and me. And this, my friends, is the power of personal branding in the digital age. In a world where, in the current world we live in, first impressions are actually made with a click, and reputations are actually built with every single post. So personal branding has not only become important, it's actually become indispensable. So today we're actually going to be deep diving into why personal branding matters more than ever, and how mastering it can actually be your ticket to professional success in the modern era. As you guys can see right in front of you, we have Bill Gates, who's the co-founder of Microsoft and one of the world's most wealthiest individuals. And he has crafted a strong personal brand over the years. So this is just to show you that a personal brand for individuals can go a very, very long way. Okay, so what is a personal brand? Now, I'd like to think of your personal brand as your unique fingerprint in the professional world. It's all about how you present yourself to the world. So your skills, your experiences, your values, and your personality all wrapped up into one. And just like I had mentioned earlier, just like how companies have logos, slogans, and reputations, you too have your own personal brand. And that personal brand communicates who you are and what you stand for. Now, in today's fast-paced world, personal branding has definitely become more crucial than ever. It's all about the image that you cultivate for yourself and the reputation based on your personality, your skills, and your values. It's all about how you present yourself and market yourself to the world, both online through various social media platforms and websites and so on and so forth, and also offline. It shapes how others perceive you, and also it affects how frequently opportunities come your way. So it's all about projecting your unique traits and your characteristics and how you distinguish yourself from others in your field. Okay? Now, to begin, I'd like to get to know all of you a bit more. And what I'd like you to do actually is to use the chat box and share an emoji, choose an emoji that you feel best represents your personal brand or your professional identity. Okay? So I think I will get started to get the ball rolling. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with everyone. I guess this is the closest thing to a career coach that I could find as an emoji. So I'd like to see you guys sharing your emojis as well, just to give me a better idea of my audience. Okay, well, we'll take a couple of seconds to do that. Whoops. Yeah, I think my emoji didn't go through to everyone. So here we go again. Awesome. Quite some interesting emojis here. Oh, wow. We have a diverse audience indeed. And I do realize that some of you are students, some of you are professionals, some of you have chosen to, represent your personal brand with your occupation, others with your hobbies, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing, guys. That is awesome. So the idea behind this exercise really is to encourage you to express yourselves better. And it also gives me a bit of insight as to your various personal brands as participants and as audience today. Okay. So thank you guys so much for sharing these emojis with me. So back to our personal branding. Okay. So the next question, I guess, would be, why do we need a personal brand? Why would we need one in the first place? So what I want you to consider is this. In today's digital age, I want you to remember that your online presence is often precedes you. Employers, colleagues, or even potential clients are out there and are likely to Google your name even before they actually meet you in person. And whatever they find online, all the information that they find about you online encompasses your personal brand. And this is how it is your chance to actually make a memorable first impression and stand out from the crowd. So in essence, personal branding is really all about projecting your values and ensuring that your target audience understands who you are, and more importantly, why they should choose you over others. We all know that attention spans are shortening by the day. So it's important that you have a solid and memorable brand identity, and that makes you create a lasting and memorable impression on those who see your brand. Okay. So again, I mean, to sort of wrap this up, what are the benefits of personal branding? So in the competitive job market that we are currently in, personal branding actually allows you to differentiate yourself by highlighting your strengths, your expertise, and makes you more and more attractive to potential employers. Also, it helps you boost your visibility through showcasing your accomplishments and putting them out there for people to see. And it also helps you build connections and build a good reputation for yourself. Okay. strong personal branding helps you manage your reputation quite well as well, because it helps you emphasize the positives about you, whereas it also helps you address any negative information that there may be out there about you. Overall, personal branding helps you advance your career by positioning you as an expert, and this also helps open various doors for growth and for leadership roles. Okay, so as I was saying, I mean, building a strong personal brand requires, a lot of effort, but it does require, in fact, a deep understanding of your strengths and your skills, in addition to an authentic approach to how you present yourself. So before we actually dive into the nitty-gritty of creating your personal brand, there's a very essential step that we really need to take, which is self-discovery and self-reflection. And that is what we're going to be taking a look at closely. So before embarking on this journey of personal branding, it is very essential for you to engage in self-reflection and self-discovery. Now, this process involves taking the time to introspectively explore your values, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your passions and your aspirations, okay? You want to think of self-discovery as for example, peeling back the layers of an onion. It's all about digging deep into, yourself to uncover your true self. You need to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, and your passions, and gain valuable insights into what actually makes you tick. Now, this form of self-awareness actually forms the foundation of your personal brand. And it's important because it's actually the raw material that you will be using to craft your professional identity. So on the other hand, we have self-reflection, which involves pretty much you taking a trip down memory lane and reflecting on your past experiences, your achievements, and your challenges. And it's really important because simply by looking back at where you've been, you can gain clarity on where you are headed. So you want to think of it as connecting the dots in your career journey, where each and every experience that you've been through shapes who you are, and also informs your future path. Okay. So, I mean, we talked about self-reflection and self-discovery, but why do we go through both of these processes? And the answer to this is quite simple and short. Simply because your personal brand is all about authenticity. Okay? It's all about being true to yourself and letting your unique personality shine through. So, by understanding what matters to you, your values, your passions, and your goals, you can actually integrate these elements and into your personal brand. And this could help you create a more authentic and a more compelling narrative. Okay? Now, you may ask, okay, so I mean, how do we self-reflect and how do we discover ourselves better? Let's take a look at a few techniques that you could, practice to self-reflect and discover yourself better. First of all, you can journal. So that would involve dedicating some time to reflecting on your experiences and your accomplishments and all the challenges that, have come your way on a regular basis. Also, practicing techniques like meditation to connect with your inner self and also to be able to gain more clarity. Seeking feedback is always quite beneficial. You can ask trusted individuals for their insights into your strengths, your weaknesses, and any unique qualities that you may have. Also, self-assessment tools. So there are plenty of self-assessment tools out there, like StrengthsFinder, like the Myers-Briggs types indicator. And these self-assessment tools actually do help you understand your personality and your strengths a bit better. And finally, a good way to self-reflect is simply to analyze your past successes and failures. Just reflect on your past experiences and try to identify patterns and areas for growth. Now, once you've actually gained clarity through self-reflection and through self-discovery, it's important that you translate this into actionable goals. Now, creating an action plan is very important, but what's even more important is to include SMART goals in this action plan. So you want to ensure that your goals are actually specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay? So simply by practicing self-reflection, self-discovery, and then finally creating these SMART goals as part of that action plan, you are laying a solid foundation for building your personal brand. And these steps actually empower you to align your brand with your authentic self, with your aspirations, and with your values, and also set the stage for meaningful and impactful personal branding efforts. Okay? Now, to take a quick sort of break from this topic, I'd like you all to share in the chat box as well, a short-term goal, one short-term goal of yours that you would like to achieve within the next month. It doesn't have to be a professional goal. It could be a personal goal. It could be related to anything other than your career. But just one goal that is specific, that is measurable, and that is achievable and relevant, and also time-bound. And it's a short-term goal that you would like to achieve. Okay? So I'm looking forward to hearing your goals. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. So again, I mean, some of you have some personal goals that you'd like to achieve, while others are focusing more on their career. Yeah. And I mean, I realize that a lot of you are, specifying securing a job as one of your short-term goals. And, it's very important for us also to be a bit realistic as to the time period that we have to achieve such goals. I personally would classify securing a job as one of the long-term goals that you would need to work on, because you would need to go through smaller steps and shorter steps to be able to reach eventually and ultimately that bigger goal of securing a job. Yeah. Networking more is definitely one of the short-term goals you can achieve within a month. If you put the effort, if you put the right effort into it. Okay. Awesome, guys. So some of you are interested in learning languages. Others would like to network more as well. Others have some personal goals that they'd like to achieve. But I'm glad you all sort of understand the concept of specifying SMART goals for yourself that are time bound and that are realistic to achieve within that time frame. Okay, and remember, I mean, setting these goals all go into that bigger action plan you would need to craft your personal brand. Okay, guys. So now that we've spoken a little bit about self-discovery and self-reflection, which forms the first step of creating your personal brand, let's look at the second step, which is defining your target audience. So once you've actually gained clarity on who you are, it's now time for you to define your target audience. You want to think about and consider who you want to connect with and influence through your personal brand. So your target audience could include a variety of different people, such as potential employers, such as clients, industry peers, or perhaps even a specific demographic group. It's important for you to be able to understand your audience's needs and their preferences, of course, because this will help you guide your branding efforts and ensure that your message resonates more and more effectively. Okay, step 3 is crafting your personal brand statement. Now, your personal brand statement is a concise yet compelling summary of who you are and what you stand for. And in essence, it should include your unique value proposition, what you bring to the table, your expertise, and the benefits that you offer to your audience. And it's important for you to craft a clear and memorable brand statement because this lays the groundwork for all your personal branding activities and it guides your messaging and your positioning. Step 4 is establishing your online presence. So, in today's digital landscape, as you all know, your online presence is your storefront. It's important for you to establish professional profiles on relevant platforms such as LinkedIn, Twitter, or perhaps even industry specific forums. We will be talking a little bit about this later when we focus more on establishing your online presence on LinkedIn. But it's important that you optimize these profiles with relevant keywords, with a professional photo, and a captivating bio that reflects your personal brand. Now, the key here is to remain consistent across all your online profiles because this helps you build a more cohesive and a more recognizable brand identity. Okay, developing a content strategy. Now, of course, as they say, content is the currency of personal branding, and developing a content strategy that showcases your expertise and provides value to your audience is helpful in reinforcing your brand message. So you want to make sure that you're creating a diverse and rich range of content formats to include blog posts, perhaps, articles, videos, even podcasts, or even social media updates. But the goal here is that your content should educate, it should inspire, and it should entertain or even solve problems for your audience. Because at the end of the day, your goal is to position yourself as a trusted authority in your field. Okay, step 6 is all about sharing your story. So, I mean, as I had mentioned earlier, authenticity lies at the heart of successful personal branding. And it's important that you share your personal and professional experiences genuinely and you integrate storytelling into your content. Your narrative throughout all of your personal branding should add a human touch to your brand. And this will enable audiences to be able to create and foster deeper connections with you. It's important that you share your successes, you share your setbacks, and you share the insights that you've gained, and also define the moments that have molded your path. Authentic storytelling cultivates a sense of trust, cultivates empathy, and also creates a sort of emotional connection with your audience. Okay. So why is it important to network and collaborate as part of creating your personal brand? Well, it's important to remember that constructing your personal brand isn't something that you'll be doing completely on your own. And it does involve you actively interacting with your audience and your colleagues in your industry. So you need to think about strategically networking through attending events, perhaps even joining any relevant groups and engaging in online communities. You need to look for chances to collaborate with people who share your values and share your goals and expand your influence, boost your credibility, and also form valuable connections among individuals in your field and professionals, of course. Okay. So receiving feedback is actually a valuable asset for honing and enhancing your personal brand. So it is very important for you to seek input from people you trust. First of all, your audience, peers, mentors, or even industry professionals. You want to make sure that you take note of both the positive and the negative feedback, as long as it is constructive feedback, of course, and utilize this feedback to refine and develop your branding tactics. Okay, consistency is definitely key. Consistency is actually the glue that holds your personal brand together. So you need to make sure that you are consistent across all touch points on your brand, from your visual identity to your messaging to your interactions, because that will cultivate a sense of reliability and professionalism to your target audience. Okay. You need to remember that your personal brand is dynamic and it's ever evolving. Okay. And you need to keep a close eye on your online portrayal. What do you look like online? How do people perceive your brand? And also be mindful of the level of interaction from your audience. You can employ resources such as Google Alerts, social media metrics, or certain specialized software that keep tabs on references, responses, and also shifts concerning your overall brand. It's important that you always stay vigilant and remain proactive in managing your brand reputation. So if any issues arise, you need to address them promptly and effectively at all times. Okay, remember, continue learning and growing is definitely part of the process, because your personal brand is actually an ongoing process. It is by all means not a final destination. So you need to dedicate yourself to continuous learning and continuous development to remain competitive in your field. You need to make sure that you are keeping up with industry trends, new technologies, and also effective strategies in personal branding. You can, allocate your resources towards your personal and professional advancement through, taking educational courses, attending workshops, gaining certifications, and also attending and participating actively in networking events. You should always be embracing a mindset of growth. You should consistently be exploring innovative methods that will help you enrich your audience's experiences and enhance your personal brand. And the last thing I want to say about building your personal brand is that building a personal brand takes a lot of time and dedication, and specifically building one from scratch is a marathon, not a sprint. You need to be patient and you need to be persistent in your efforts. And you need to understand that successes take time and dedication. So it's important that you always stay committed to your brand vision and goals, even if you face challenges or setbacks. Rome wasn't built in a day. So you need to know that this is not the case for a personal brand either. Make sure you trust the process and stay resilient and celebrate small victories along the way. Okay, so if you guys recall, we touched on creating a personal statement as one of the steps in creating your overall personal brand. And I feel it's very important that we dive deeper into what a strong personal statement should actually look like. And it's important for you to realize that a personal statement is not just a trendy buzzword. It's actually your career story, your values, and your promise, all wrapped up into one compelling sentence. So it's very important that you create a strong personal statement, and it's essential for effectively communicating your unique value proposition, your expertise, and your aspirations. Okay, so how do you actually create a statement that truly reflects you and truly helps you make a difference? Now, first thing you need to do is you need to start by understanding your purpose and your audience. Okay, then what you need to do after that is to identify your unique value proposition, which is what you bring to the table. You craft a compelling opening. You begin with an attention-grabbing opening that showcases your achievements and also communicates your passion very much authentically. You want to make sure that your statement is aligned with your brand identity. You want to make sure that it is concise and relevant. And you also want to make sure that you are editing it on a regular basis refining it meticulously as well. It's always a great idea to test that statement with a sample audience to receive feedback. You want to make sure that you add and you conclude with a strong closing. And again, you regularly review and update as needed to reflect your evolving goals and achievements. Remember, this personal statement is not set in stone, and it will definitely change as you evolve, as you grow in your career, and as your circumstances change. So it's always a good idea for you to revisit your personal statement every once in a while, make the necessary changes while making sure that it is catchy and concise at the same time. Now, what I'd like to do is that I'd like to take a look at 3 examples of personal brand statements, as you guys can see on the screen right in front of you. Okay. So first of all, we have the tech-savvy programmer, passionate about developing cutting-edge software solutions that simplify and enhance user experiences through innovative coding and intuitive design. And then we have the innovative marketer, who says, I craft unique marketing strategies that blend creativity and data analytics to drive brand growth and engage audiences in memorable ways. And then we have the strategic business leader, a visionary leader focused on developing sustainable business strategies that balance profit with social responsibility, driving long-term growth and positive change. Okay. Now, question for you guys. Which of these personal brand statements resonates with you the most? I'm curious to hear from you now. Which of these 3 personal brand statements resonates with you the most? Wow, a lot of us resonate with the tech one. Well, yeah, from what I'm seeing, most of you are the tech-savvy programmers, right? We have some strategic business leaders as well. Okay. Thanks for sharing, everyone. So, I mean, from the responses that I've seen, at least, one of these personal brand statements resonates with some of you here. And it's important to realize that these personal brand statements are actually powerful testaments to individual strengths, passions, and goals. As you guys can see right in front of you, they help in effectively communicating who these people are and what they stand for, and also help making them memorable in their respective fields. And the takeaway from all of this is that I would like your brand statements to do the same. So you need to make sure that your brand statements actually capture the unique combination of your skills and your passions that make you stand out. Okay, so to wrap up our exploration of personal brand statements, it's very important to emphasize their transformative power in one's professional journey. Remember, I mean, a well-crafted personal brand statement is not just a tagline. It's definitely a reflection of your professional identity, your aspirations, and what sets you apart in the competitive marketplace. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about building your personal brand across digital platforms and how you can actually start by building your personal brand. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that in today's digital landscape, your digital profile actually serves as a virtual resume. Because it provides insight into your skills, your expertise, and your accomplishments. There are numerous digital platforms to choose from. And each of these platforms actually cater to specific industries and professions. However, you need to remember that LinkedIn remains a cornerstone platform for personal branding, no matter what your discipline is, no matter your background, and no matter your industry. Okay? So platform diversity, I mean, there's so many platforms out there that you could select from. There's a huge diversity. For instance, we have GitHub that serves as a hub for developers and data professionals who are out there to showcase their coding skills and their contributions to open source projects. Similarly, we have platforms such as Behance and Dribbble that cater to more creative professionals. And they also tend to allow them to showcase their design portfolios. Okay. However, despite the specialized nature of these platforms, LinkedIn stands out as a versatile and a universally relevant platform for professionals across all industries. Okay. Now, it's important for us to realize the importance of LinkedIn as a tool for personal branding. One of the very most important things that LinkedIn is, popular for is its ability to facilitate professional networking. It also helps you showcase your skills and your experiences through detailed profiles. You can share valuable content on LinkedIn, and that helps you establish your thought leadership. Also, you can engage with others, and that helps you build relationships and also build credibility. Through LinkedIn, you can also receive endorsements and recommendations, and that could also add to your credibility, of course. And of course, through LinkedIn's job board, you have access to job opportunities through job postings and recruitment features. Okay. So, I mean, ultimately, LinkedIn allows you to establish your expertise, expand your network, and also attract opportunities within your industry. Now that we've established LinkedIn as a major platform for personal branding, let's take a closer look at some powerful strategies that you can use for you to stand out and attract opportunities on this professional networking platform. So whether you're looking to advance your career, to grow your business, or establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry, these strategies will definitely be useful to you and will help you elevate your personal brand on LinkedIn. Okay. So let's start with leveraging LinkedIn SEO to make your profile more discoverable. Okay, SEO, which is basically similar to search engine optimization. So what I want you to do is to think about the keywords that potential employers or clients might use to find someone with your skills and your expertise. And what you want to do next is to incorporate these keywords strategically through your profile, from your headline all the way to your summary and to your experience sections. The benefit of this is by optimizing your profile with these relevant keywords, you are increasing your chances of appearing in search results whenever recruiters or clients are looking for someone with your expertise. And this can definitely significantly enhance your visibility and can attract more relevant opportunities. Okay. Next thing you need to do is to have your professional profile photo. So your photo on LinkedIn is actually your virtual handshake, and it is the very first impression that you make. And remember, first impressions do matter. So it is definitely worth investing in a high quality professional headshot while ensuring that this headshot aligns with your overall personal brand. Okay, crafting a compelling headline. So your LinkedIn headline should grab attention and should also highlight your expertise. I would strongly advise against using generic phrases, and instead, I would rather use focus on specific skills or accomplishments that set you apart. Remember, your headline is also one of the most visible parts of your LinkedIn profile. So you want to make sure that you make it count and you want to give viewers a reason to actually click on your profile. Crafting a compelling headline would actually make viewers more curious and encourage them to learn more about you. Writing an engaging summary. So your summary here is your chance to tell your story and showcase your unique value proposition. And your summary actually serves as your personal brand statement on LinkedIn. So that's what you would want to think of it of. Make sure that you use this space to highlight your key achievements, your skills and your experiences, and also articulate how you can add value to potential employers or clients. You need to make sure that you're crafting an engaging summary so that you can capture the attention of viewers and leave a lasting impression. Make sure you keep it concise, authentic, and also make sure that you inject some personality into it. Utilize your LinkedIn banner, of course. So the LinkedIn banner, which is also known as your cover photo, is a great opportunity to visually communicate your brand story. So you can actually use it to showcase your personality and your values in a very creative and compelling way. You can display anything on there. You can choose to feature your work. You can highlight your expertise or even share your passions. However, make sure your banner actually reflects who you are and what you stand for. Sharing unique content. So sharing unique and valuable content is really one of the most effective ways to build your personal brand on LinkedIn. So whether you're sharing industry insights, thought leadership pieces, or perhaps even behind the scenes glimpses of your work, you need to focus on providing value to your audience. That is the key here, providing value to your audience. It's important for you to share high quality content in various formats of your preference, articles, videos, infographics, and that way you can position yourself as a trusted authority, as an expert in your field, and keep your audience engaged. Okay, interact and engage. So building relationships is the heart of personal branding on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you're actively engaging with your network by participating in discussions, offering insights, and also supporting others' contents through liking, sharing, and commenting. And by showing this genuine interest and adding value to these conversations, you're also strengthening your connections and expanding your reach on the platform. Remember, LinkedIn is a great place to connect with influencers and industry leaders. You can make sure that you build relationships with these individuals by engaging with their content and offering valuable insights. You can, scroll through LinkedIn, identify influencers or thought leaders, who are prominent in your industry, and actively engage with their content. And simply by adding value to these conversations and building a relationship with them, you're establishing yourself as a trusted collaborator, and you're also expanding your reach to new audiences. Now, public speaking is yet another powerful tool for personal branding on LinkedIn. So it would be a good idea for you to seek out speaking opportunities, whether at industry events, conferences, or even webinars, because these will also help you showcase your knowledge and your expertise. And by sharing your insights and engaging with your audience, you're also elevating your visibility and also your credibility on LinkedIn as a platform. Okay. The last point I want to mention here is publishing LinkedIn articles. So LinkedIn Pulse is actually a powerful platform for sharing long-form content and demonstrating your knowledge. And it's a great idea for you to take advantage of this feature to be able to show your expertise and attract a larger audience. Publishing articles on LinkedIn, by the way, LinkedIn Pulse, is a great way to establish yourself as an expert and a thought leader in your industry. So you want to make sure that you share your insights and your experiences and your expertise through well-crafted articles that resonate with your target audience. Okay. And again, by consistently publishing high quality content, you can position yourself as a trusted authority, and you can attract followers who are eager to learn from you. Okay, now a final point that I wanted to mention, and this point is actually specific to you guys as holders of Udacity nano degrees. And you guys are very lucky, in fact, because you can actually leverage this credential to reinforce your leadership brand on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure that you showcase your nano degree, whether in the education or the courses section on LinkedIn, to highlight your specialized skills and expertise. A good way to do this as well would be to include any relevant projects or capstone experiences that you may have obtained through your nano degree. And these, these experiences can actually demonstrate hands-on proficiency. Okay, it's also a great idea that you emphasize how your nano degree has equipped you with the skills and the knowledge that are necessary to excel in the various fields that you're interested in leadership, in managerial roles, perhaps even within your industry. Okay. So there you have it. We have 10 powerful strategies for building your personal brand on LinkedIn. And simply by implementing these tips and staying consistent with your efforts, you'll definitely be well on your way to attracting new opportunities and also establishing yourself as a respected authority in your field. Okay, now my question to you guys is, after all of this, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your LinkedIn profile in terms of optimization based on the 10 points that we have just discussed? Wow, I'm seeing such high numbers now. Okay. Well, some of you seem to be quite confident, while others feel like they need to put in some more work on their profiles. Okay, so basically, just let me just repeat the question for those of you who missed it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your LinkedIn profile in terms of optimization based on the 10 points that we have just discussed, the LinkedIn tips? Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for sharing your ratings. I want to skip a few slides ahead because I did realize that some of you feel like they have some gaps in their LinkedIn profile. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to let you guys know that Udacity is going to be offering a free course for LinkedIn profile review for the attendees of this webinar. And the great thing about this free course is that it gives you valuable insights and feedback to help you enhance your personal brand. Okay. So if you guys would like to, just take a screenshot of the slide right in front of you to be able to access the course, because this will definitely be very helpful to you to have a human reviewer and someone with extensive experience review your LinkedIn profile and give you constructive feedback on how you can elevate it and enhance it. Okay. Did we all get it? Hey, awesome, guys. I'll go over this slide again towards the end of the presentation because we have one more topic that I'd like to discuss with you guys, which is the importance of artificial intelligence in personal branding. Okay, so artificial intelligence definitely has an impact on personal branding, as it does on pretty much every other aspect in our lives. And I believe it's safe to say that the AI has transformed personal branding, providing us with new ways to create impactful brands that connect with our audience. But by using AI-driven insights, automation, and analytics, we can develop authentic brand identities. It also helps us build connections and achieve our goals more efficiently. Okay, and as AI advances, of course, it will continue to shape personal branding and offer more and more growth opportunities. So, I mean, the advancing of AI is an ongoing process, and we are still at the early stages of implementing AI, particularly when it comes to personal branding. Now, okay, let's take a look at a few benefits of having AI being implemented in personal branding. So AI insights actually help individuals stand out in a crowded market and helps you tailor your messaging to attract your audience's attention. Also, networking tools that are powered by AI help facilitate connections by helping you recognize individuals with similar interests as yourself. And this is important because this personalized method empowers you to be able to establish meaningful connections with perhaps potential clients, partners, and peers in the industry. And this overall helps you boost your brand's exposure and expands its influence. Managing reputation. So it's important to note that social media monitoring enables you to take proactive steps in managing your online reputation because it helps you swiftly identify and address any negative comments that are out there, any reviews or any mentions that could potentially affect your credibility. Finally, AI-driven tools for news aggregation and trend analysis empower you to stay up to date on the most recent industry trends and advancements. And this helps you be established as an authority, as an expert who can provide valuable insights and can also provide commentary on emergent topics within your field. So overall, it's very important to realize that AI actually does play a very pivotal role in elevating your personal branding efforts. It allows you to create a compelling brand. It allows you to foster meaningful connections, to manage your reputation, and always to stay ahead of the curve in your respecting industry. Okay, so how do we use AI for personal branding? Now, without a doubt, AI simplifies various aspects of personal branding. And let's take a look at each of these areas individually. So firstly, it's important to remember that AI-powered content generation tools like GPT-3 by OpenAI and TextBlaze make creating high-quality content much easier because it helps tailor it to the individual's brand and to the target audience. Now, second of all, AI-driven audience analysis tools help offer you insights into your audience behavior, preferences, and demographics, and also help you tailor your brand messaging and marketing efforts effectively. The third point here is personalization. As AI-powered personalization tools allow you to deliver customized marketing messages and experience to each audience member. And this ultimately also boosts engagement with your audience. AI automation tools are very useful in handling tasks such as social media scheduling and data analytics, particularly these repetitive tasks, and they help you free up your time for strategic activities. And finally, data analytics platforms that are driven by AI offer actionable insights into the effectiveness of branding and engagement with audience, and it empowers you to refine your branding strategies to create optimal results for yourself. Now, let's quickly take a look at the top AI tools for personal branding. First of all, we mentioned GPT-3 by OpenAI, which is an advanced language model that generates human-like content that is suitable for articles, blog posts, and social media updates. We also have Hootsuite, which is an all-in-one social media platform, social media management platform that helps you schedule posts, monitor social media interactions, and also analyze performance. We also have Surfer SEO, which is a search engine optimization tool, which helps you optimize your content and also improve your search engine rankings. We have MailChimp, which is an email marketing platform with AI-powered personalization features that helps you segment subscribers and improve your overall email marketing performance. And finally, we have Google Analytics, which is a web analytics service for tracking website traffic, user behavior, and audience demographics. So, I mean, these are the top AI tools that can be used for personal branding. They are not an exhaustive list, of course, but they are quite useful in various areas of enhancing your personal brand. So, to sum this all up, I want to remind you guys of the importance of using AI for personal branding. So first of all, basically, it saves time by automating repetitive tasks and allows you to focus more on strategic activities such as networking and creating content. Also, the AI-driven insights enhance the quality and the relevance of the content that you're creating, which ultimately will lead to increased engagement and visibility across all of the various digital platforms. Also, AI-powered audience analysis is quite useful because it enables you to reach new audiences and expand your brand more effectively. AI-powered monitoring systems also help you proactively manage your online reputation. It also helps you mitigate any risks and also creates a sense of trust with your audience. And finally, AI actually fosters experimentation and innovation in your branding approaches. It empowers you to differentiate yourself and stay ahead of the curve in a competitive landscape. Okay, again, guys, for those of you who missed our slide on the Udacity course for LinkedIn profile review, here it is again. So I just want to remind you guys that this is an exciting announcement. Udacity will be offering you all a free course for LinkedIn profile review. You can access the course on the link that is right on the screen in front of you. And one of the main benefits of this course is that you will be having a human reviewer, an expert in the field, reviewing your LinkedIn profile and providing you with constructive feedback. So please make sure that you attend this course and you access it as soon as possible to benefit from this opportunity. Okay. Okay. And before we wrap this up, we definitely value your input. So we will be sharing a feedback survey in the chat box for you guys to fill out. Again, I mean, this feedback helps us improve and tailor our future presentations to better meet your needs. So I would appreciate if you could take a couple of minutes to fill out the survey. And as I said, the link will be typed into your chat for your reference.
Thank you so much, Maya. This was extremely insightful. What a great session. And thank you all the participants for staying with us. I mean, I was taking notes and screenshots. I think the key takeaway for me is to commit to lifelong learning and growth, and that aligns perfectly with Udacity's community values. And I've pasted the survey link again in the chat. Please hang on, while you share your LinkedIn links, because some people might get confused with the link. And now we have some questions from our community members. So first one is, hello, I'm an undergrad student. I don't have any formal work experience or volunteer work experience, but I have done several courses online from Udacity. Can you help me with my CV as it doesn't pass the initial stage of selection? So Maya, what would be your advice to this learner?
Okay, so basically what I gather from this question is that we have a student with no formal work experience. And that's basically it, right, Shivani?
Yeah.
Okay, and someone who's looking to create a resume. Okay, so what I want to say here is that even though you don't have any substantial work experience or any formal work experience, any skills or any experience that you have gathered through your academic years, through extracurricular activities, or even personal projects is definitely essential and is definitely relevant. So in your resume, you can actually emphasize on relevant coursework or any perhaps educational achievements that can compensate for the absence of professional experience. It's also a good idea to look into gaining practical experience, even if this is done through unpaid internships or perhaps even volunteer work. Because this not only enhances your skills, but also expands your professional networks. Networking, by the way, is also yet another way to expand your connections with people, and can help you uncover hidden opportunities, and can help you also gain valuable referrals from people, even if you do not have that substantial work experience.
Thank you, Maya. I hope that answered your question. And participants, please fill out the survey. This will help us, tailor the experience as per your feedback. So whoever has, filled out the survey, please give a thumbs up in the chat so that we know that you filled out the survey. And while everyone is filling the survey, we move on to the next question. So one of our participant is asking how to be true to yourself. I mean, practically, how do I know if I'm not pretending or making up stuff for myself?
Okay, that is actually a very, very good question. And basically, we talked about authenticity throughout the presentation. You need to be able to share your story and your experiences and your insights in the most genuine way possible. And you need to be able to engage with your audience in an open and in an honest manner. This is basically the essence of authenticity, and that is really how you can sort of reflect yourself in the best way possible and in the most honest way possible.
Okay. I hope that answered your question. The next one is, I think this came around the timestamp when you were explaining about the LinkedIn posting. So one of
Okay.
our student is asking, how often should we be sharing content? Like, what is the good frequency?
Okay. Well, I would say there's no definitive answer to that. I mean, but it's very important for you to keep in mind that you need to sort of integrate the visiting LinkedIn and sharing content into your routine, and as part of just maintaining a strong personal brand. So again, I mean, it all depends on your personal circumstances and your goals. But this could actually mean, visiting on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. Try not to stay away from LinkedIn and from posting too long. Whether it's posting an article or whether it's, providing valuable comments on someone else's article, just so that, your name comes up to potential recruiters and to individuals or industry professionals within your field.
Yeah, I agree. I think consistency is the key here, rather than
Absolutely.
frequency. So whatever feels comfortable.
Absolutely.
Our next question is, a student writes, I have a couple of nano degrees in data science. Apart from highlighting in my LinkedIn profile, I have also contributed in Stack Overflow, but somehow I seem to fail in getting noticed. I am a seasoned professional and manage large programs. So what is your
Okay.
advice? This
Shivani, I think I missed the second part of the question.
uh, they seem to have a lot of experience. They are a seasoned
Okay.
professional, and they also manage large programs, but they are not getting noticed by the recruiters.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I completely understand this frustration. I mean, sometimes, despite all your efforts and despite whatever you do, getting noticed by employers or even landing a job opportunity that you wish for can be challenging. Sometimes it would be a good idea to sort of go back and reassess your approach. Perhaps even consider, seeking feedback from people you trust on your networking efforts or your applications. Maybe, it's a good idea to consider expanding your job search criteria, or maybe explore alternative avenues, perhaps temporary positions, perhaps freelancing could be a good way to broaden your opportunities. I think the best advice I would want to give such a person is to stay persistent and to continue refining their personal brand and remain open to new possibilities. Perseverance and resilience definitely will help you find or increase your chances of finding the right opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Another student asks, does self-discovery mean self-science?
Self-discovery is pretty much as I had explained in the presentation. It's pretty much digging deep into yourself and trying to discover, what makes you tick in an informal way. What matters to you, what, values matter to you, what's important. I mean, what do you care about? What are you passionate about? So it's more like digging deeper into your true self to learn more about yourself. And I know that this could be a concept that a lot of us tend to overlook. We are busy in our day-to-day, and with the tasks at hand every single day. So we tend to sort of forget about the need to sit down, distract ourselves from everything else, and just think about what matters to us and put it down on pen to paper.
Okay, this also answered another participant's question. What question one should be asking during self-reflection and discovery phase?
Yeah.
So I'll mark that as answer as well. Another student asking, what about the open to work badge on LinkedIn?
Okay, well, thank you so much for bringing that up. This is definitely one of the best ways to market yourself and to promote yourself on LinkedIn as well, particularly if you are open to job positions. So thank you for bringing that up. Of course, there are so many tactics on LinkedIn that you could use to promote yourself and to put yourself out there. It's pretty impossible to sum them up in 10. But we did sort of try to narrow them down to the most, important 10 strategies that could help you enhance your brand on LinkedIn. But this is definitely one of the most important ways to actually brand yourself. Yes.
And we also have some questions from our registration forms, which were like asked many times. So before we go back to the chat, I want to, ask those questions.
Absolutely.
One of the most recurring one was, how can students successfully navigate a career restart after a break or address employment gaps positively to the recruiters?
Okay. First of all, I would say, I mean, the first thing to do is to be transparent about these gaps, yet approach them in a strategic way. So rather than just avoiding the topic, you need to be able to acknowledge any gaps in your resume or in your work history in an open manner. And it's even more important to provide context if necessary. So, you may have had a gap for personal reasons. Perhaps you were furthering your education, or perhaps you were pursuing freelance work. But the idea here is that you would need to focus on emphasizing on the skills and the experiences and the achievements that you have gained during this gap period. So whatever it is you were doing, and even more importantly, try to showcase your readiness and your enthusiasm to return to the workforce, perhaps by highlighting any training that you may have taken, any professional development that you had taken during this period. So being proactive, having a positive attitude, can help you overcome this employment gap.
Okay. And another question that, a lot of students have shared their concern on, like, for example, after having years of experience in one field, they plan to transition to a new one. And how can they persuade employers to consider them for roles in the new domain?
Okay. Well, basically, I would say, the most important point to raise here is the importance of identifying your transferable skills. It's important for you to realize that, whatever job that you've done previously, and whatever you may have been proficient at, there are a set of skills that you can definitely transfer from that job to the job that you are currently seeking. So, this is really what you would need to leverage in your digital profiles on LinkedIn, on your resume. Also, it's not a bad idea to look into gaining hands-on experience into the new career that you want to start through, again, internships, volunteer work, perhaps even personal projects. Networking with professionals could also be useful in that particular field. That would help you and provide you with valuable guidance and insight on these roles that you are applying for, or that you are seeking to transfer to.
Okay, thank you, Maya. Another student asked how to overcome to be unemployed, because usually the gap between my skills and my colleagues' skills is quite big. My skills are quite high, and employers prefer to have more employees less skilled than me.
Okay. Sorry, so let me get this again. So this person is currently unemployed? Is that what? Yeah.
According to their question, yes.
Okay. Okay. They're unemployed, yet they seem to be more skilled than people who are currently employed.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think the answer to that would be you would really need to focus on what is missing in your profile overall. I mean, perhaps you have the skills, but you probably don't have the hands-on experience. Again, that brings us back to the importance of having hands-on experience. And again, I know a lot of us may struggle to secure, jobs, full-time jobs, but it's always a great way to explore the possibility of internships, unpaid internships even. I mean, it's okay to be able to sacrifice, on the short term to be able to, at the end, gain or reach our long-term objectives, which are securing that job. So basically, the short answer would be to figure out what is missing from their overall profile. Is it the professional experience? Is it their branding? Is there anything lacking in their way of branding? When this person has been able to identify the gaps, that is really when you can start working on elevating your profile and working towards reaching your goals.
Okay. And the next one is one of our participants is asking, how do you gauge exposing only the necessary PII, which is personal identifiable information, data, and building an effective personal brand? Is there data available that reflects how personal branding impacts potential candidate compensation during the hiring process or career promotions?
Okay. Can we break this down, Shivani,
Yes,
again?
yes.
That was quite a long question.
But I think
Okay.
first one, I think they are asking about like personal information that is exposed when somebody is creating their personal brand. And the
Huh.
second one is like is there any statistics or data available that how like personal branding impacts compensation or probability of getting hired or like getting promotions in their existing jobs?
Okay. Okay. So again, I mean, that was the personal information part. Okay. I think what I understood from the question was that how much personal information needs to be shared, or did I get that right? In your personal branding, I would say, I mean, personal branding really is not about sharing your personal information per se. Rather, it is more about sharing your story. It's about encompassing all your experiences and everything that you've been through, everything that you've gained, the challenges that you've overcome, and the achievements, the main achievements that you have gained out of all of these experiences, and putting them or solidifying them into one brand and highlighting all of that. It's not really about sharing any personal information. I mean, I hope I understood the question correctly. I think is that what the student was trying to say?
I guess so.
I
And
hope so.
to the second part,
Yes.
is there any data available that reflects how personal branding impacts potential candidate compensation?
Okay. Well, to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't really have any statistical data, but it is, almost certain that personal branding is definitely useful in helping you land jobs that could be leadership jobs, managerial jobs. And again, it all goes down to how you portray yourself in your personal brand. Are you working on leveraging your leadership and your managerial skills? If so, then you are definitely going to be more attractive to employers in for leadership or a managerial role.
Okay. And the next one is, I know like if this in this session, if we are unable to get to all the questions, please don't
Yeah, I think.
feel bad. We will post answers to all the questions on the community. So the next question is, I'm a computer science graduate. I have to build an app with Android and machine learning skills. Is that possible? I mean, these two different fields of computer science. So I think this person is interested in two fields of computer science and, maybe wondering how that impacts their personal brand.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's great that you have two diverse backgrounds, to be honest. It's great that you can combine the two. I mean, this is always something that you can reflect in your personal brand. Again, I mean, if you feel that the task that you are required to do, by the way, I'm by no means a technical person. I am a career coach who's answering the question. So, I mean, if the student is actually asking, is looking for a more technical response, I'm not sure I can give that. But what I can actually say is that if you feel that the task at hand is something that you're struggling to complete because of your background, maybe you can look into upskilling yourself. Maybe you can look into taking additional courses that can help you, be able to fulfill that task, in the best way possible.
Okay. So one of our students is asking what type of content in your experience works best on LinkedIn? Text, short video, long post, short post, illustrations.
Okay, I would say a combination of all of this content put together. I mean, you can vary your content from articles to infographics to videos, depending on what you would like to share at the moment. If the article has, something that is quite attractive to your audience, of course, people will read through that article, and you will definitely gain traffic from that article. Varying the content so that your audience does not get bored from repetitive articles, perhaps repetitive videos, is always something to keep in mind. So you can just vary it based on what you would like to share.
Okay. One of our students is asking, shall we justify any gap, or is there a minimum number of months to be flagged to be justified?
Not at all, not at all. Again, I mean, the idea of employment gaps seems to intimidate a lot of us, but the reality is, we all have, had to experience an employment gap for some reason or another. Look at the positives and highlight the positives. And, the last thing you want to do is to show employers or recruiters that, you're looking down at the time that you were, unemployed. You want to make sure that you show them that you've taken that time to upskill yourself, that you've gained skills, that you've worked hard to, to fill in any gaps that you feel were missing previous to that employment gap. So it's really how you look at that gap and how you portray it to employers. Focus on the positives rather than the negatives of being unemployed.
One of our students is asking, if you want to build a personal brand, then how long does it take to make it up? Like,
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, all I can say is that it's not something that happens overnight. Personal branding is, part of your long career journey, and through self-reflecting, creating your personal brand until eventually, you start applying or you secure a job. And there's no specific time frame, but all I can say is that you need to remain patient. You need to remain persistent, even if it drags on longer than you may anticipate. It's completely fine. Don't let anything stand in your way, and don't let any challenges stop you from wanting to achieve your final goal.
and the last one for this session, one of our students asked, I know AI will help me very well, but are there any suggested AI tools for that, for building their personal brand?
Okay, so as I had mentioned in the presentation, for example, obviously, you guys are all aware of ChatGPT, and that is one of the most basic, forms of AI that could be quite helpful to you. Now, that's something that I didn't really touch on in the presentation, but what I do want to say is that you can't really expect AI to do all the work for you. For those of you who have used ChatGPT previously, you will notice that you would need to suggest prompts for ChatGPT to be able to help you. So ChatGPT, of course, is one of the one of the ways in which AI can help you. And of course, there's so many other AI programs out there that could be helpful in various aspects of your personal brand.
Thank you, Maya. I guess that's it for today. We have covered most of the questions, and unfortunately, we are at time. So the remaining ones we'll answer in the community. This was really helpful, Maya. I'm sure we are all going back with tons of knowledge on nurturing our personal brand. Any parting notes for our audience?
Thank you guys so much. I mean, I really appreciate this great attendance and the active participation from everyone. So thank you all so much for attending, and I really hope this was an informative session. Thank you, Shivani, and thank you for the team for arranging for this as well. I really appreciate your efforts, and I really hope I was able to answer all the questions. I know there's been an overflow of questions, but hopefully we will get back to everyone with a response on all their personal questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much all for joining, and hope to see you at our next careers event. Don't forget to fill the survey. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Good evening, everyone.